When most people hear full-time RV living, they probably picture traveling from campground to campground. But what happens when you're still working full-time and retirement isn't quite here yet? For us, the answer was this: a little over 10 acres in middle Georgia that we're turning into our own RV home base. Today, I'm going to show you around and I'm going to talk to you about why we chose this lifestyle, what we have done already, and some of the things we still have planned. So we've been living in a Riverstone Legacy for 4.5 years full-time, almost 5 years full-time. And the reason we chose this lifestyle is for retirement purposes. Our bricks and sticks were 2,400 square foot, which with just me and Kay in it seemed awful big. Just like most people I'm sure of, I started watching YouTube, seeing everybody getting out and enjoying this beautiful world, and I decided that that's something that I wanted to endure after retirement. So me and Kay had some long discussions about traveling, about selling everything, and we decided to do it. Now, we'll tell you, it's not for everybody. I sat down with Kay and I wanted to make sure that this is something we both wanted and that we were going to make work. Are there some things that we miss? Sure, there's things we miss. Would we go back? We wouldn't go back. We love it. So how'd we get here? So we sold everything in 2020, moved into our camper, and we started staying at RV parks. We lived in RV parks for 2.5 years, and with all RV parks, they raise their rates, they change ownership, things change, right? The particular park we were staying in had went up to $600 a month, which is not bad. However, they were going to start putting meters in, and they were going to start charging everybody for the use of the electric. So we got to thinking that we could own a piece of property cheaper than the park we were staying at. We would have more privacy, we wouldn't have somebody right there on us, and we could be out in the country where we enjoy being. So we started looking for property, we found property, and here we are today with a little bit over 10 acres. And I'm going to show you a little bit more about this place. Right now, Kay is retired, so she's waiting on me to retire. And once I retire, we're going to hit the road. So what does that mean? With the property that we have, we will have a place to come back to for doctor's visits, to vote, see family and friends, and we won't have to search around and try to find a place to stay. We'll have our own place to stay. So owning a piece of property was going to benefit the lifestyle that we were going to be living. Our version of full-time RV living might be a little different from someone else's. We're not trying to be on the road for 365 days a year. We still travel, but right now I still have a full-time job. This gives us somewhere to come back to and call home. Now, I have a video of how we got here, what we had to do to the property to make it the way it is now, and I will link that video in the description below. So if you have any thoughts, ideas, or want to see that video, just click the link and go back and watch that video. And it'll show you exactly how or what it took to get our place the way it is now. One thing we didn't want was for our entire life to be inside the camper. We wanted an outdoor living space too. Gazebo was the first thing that I had ever built from start to finish. I did what everybody else does and went to YouTube and Google and looked up some plans and built it. We wanted this space to be outside so we wouldn't have to sit in the camper all the time. We wanted a comfortable area to watch the hummingbirds, watch the bird feeder that's up right over here, and to be able to look at wildlife when we're sitting outside. It took roughly a week, I would say, to build the deck for the gazebo, and it took a weekend to put the gazebo up. And we ordered the gazebo right off of Amazon. I'll put a link in the description so you can go and check out the gazebo we bought off my Amazon store. I am an affiliate, so I just get a little bit of commission off of it once you buy something. So go check out my store and check out everything else in there that we have used and that we approve. So this area is, we use this area all the time. It's hot here in Georgia, so we got some fans set up, and it's a comfortable area to sit and enjoy just being outside. Another thing that we have done out here on the property to get us outside and to be able to entertain and enjoy is we built the fire pit and the bar and grill area. Again, this is something that I looked at through Google and YouTube and checked some other websites out too, just to get bills, get ideas, and it really turned out well. So what I wanted here was a place where I could put my grill and it wouldn't be out in the weather all the time. I wanted an outside refrigerator, to keep the traffic from going in and out of the camper all the time. I do have an outside refrigerator on the camper, but however, I can use this right here for the grill to put condiments in for cooking. I can put some meat in there and keep it cool till it's ready to go on the grill. We also wanted this area for our freezer, so we put our freezer in it, and now we have a lot more space to be able to put stuff and keep here while we're on our property. It really turned out well. We've enjoyed it. We have the ceiling fan out here to kind of keep us cool in them hot days. Got the TV out here for our games and entertaining, and it's great. It's great while you're sitting here and you have the fire going and friends and family here enjoying the space as well. So it's really turned out well. And then there's this little guy. If you followed us for a while, you already know this Kubota has become one of my favorite tools around here. I've used it for extending my driveway, built this roadway right here and placed some gravel in front of my shed for easy access. Let me tell you how my little buddy came into the picture. So from what you've seen, all the grass I was hand pushing with a self-propelled mower. So I'm not getting any younger. I wish I was, but I'm not. And I knew to keep maintaining property, I needed a tractor. I also knew that to maintain the property, I was going to need a lawnmower. So I didn't want to buy both. I wanted something that was going to be comfortable, something I could use, dual purpose, and that's where my Kubota BX 2380 came into play. So as you can see, I've mentioned it in another video, but as you can see, it's not a glorified mower right now with a 60-inch mow deck. What I like about this tractor is I can remove the box blade off of it, and I can remove the bucket off of it, which makes it dual purpose. And when I need to move dirt, level my gravel out or whatever, then I can hook the attachments back up and go to work. That is how the tractor came into my life, and it's my baby, and I enjoy it every time I'm able to crank it up and go to work. So let's talk about the reality of owning a little over 10 acres of land. So I've already mentioned some of it is yard maintenance. So when we owned the sticks and bricks and we decided to go full time, I told Kay, I said, no more doing yard work. No more mowing, no more weed eating, no more blowing. Because our sticks and bricks, it took me about 2.5 hours to do all my yard maintenance. So I was loving life, not having to worry about any maintenance. But guess what? With a little over 10 acres, you have to do something. In another video back, and I'll link it in the description below, we had storm damage. We had a thunderstorm pop up with over 60-mile-an-hour winds, lightning, and it blew 2 trees down out front of our property. I like to keep everything manicured. I like to keep everything nice. So the next day I had to go to work and clear the trees, which I used my little buddy back there, and I cut the trees up. We loaded them in the bucket, and we took it off to the back of our 10 acres, and we dumped it back there. So I have grass growing up here, I have grass growing out in the front and both sides and in the back. So I'm still weed eating, I'm still mowing, and I'm still blowing off the areas after that is complete. So reality of having a little over 10 acres is you're still going to work. So let's talk about what we've learned. One major thing we learned is RV access. We knew we wanted an area big enough to where we can get in and get out, and I believe we've done it. So if you can picture, all in here was nothing but huge pine trees. This kind of circle was already here, but it was full of pine trees. So we cleared all the pine trees out to minimize damage if trees fall, get struck by lightning or whatever. So we cleared the whole area out, and I think it turned out very well. So another thing that we've learned is infrastructure gets expensive quickly. So with having to put power on, septic tank, and water on the property, it gets expensive. So don't try to do it all at once. Do it sparingly, do it timely, and what your bank account will allow you to do. All right, let's talk about what's next. So talking about projects, my next project, and if you've watched my other videos about our property, is building my well house. So El Nino is coming in this year for wintertime, and they're planning on a very, very cold winter. So we managed to get by last winter with 2 snow events, and we did fine. But however, I do need a well house. I need to get my tank out of the weather. I need to get my line, my electrical out of the weather, and I want to build it easy accessible in case things happen. So that is the next project that will be completed here. Another project that we have in mind is my shed is already pre-wired for electrical. I have lights in it, I have receptacles in it, I have light switches in it, but I have no power there. So another one of our projects is I'm gonna need to run power from our power pole here all the way across the driveway and all the way down to the shed. My question for you is, speaking of cost, would it be better for me to put solar on it or run power? Now let me tell you why I asked that question. I believe I've already got all the wire that I need to run to the shed, but I need to buy the conduit to run to the shed, and I need to rent a ditch witch to cut my line to the shed, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to need to put a power box on it with circuit breakers and so forth on. So solar versus running power all the way there. Let me know in the comments below. Give me your ideas, give me your opinions, and let's talk about it. Next project after that, and I'm telling you, the next project, it may not end up in the same exact order, but these are the projects that we have planned and what we're coming up with. So I put a water line here. I can wash my truck, I can wash the Jeep, I can wash the camper. However, I've got another faucet back here that I've got a splitter on there where I'm getting my water for my camper. So I want to take this water spigot and I want to move it further that way. So this fall, after we get back from the Tampa show, I'm going to start clearing this woods out right here, and I want to push everything back. Now it's unlevel. I need to bring some dirt in here. I need to get some railroad ties. I'm going to stack railroad ties up. I'm going to compact this area. I could make this whole area right here another RV spot. I could move my power over there. I could move my water over there. And with me running power through here, I can put another junction box with a 50 amp hookup right there, and I can make this a whole nother camp spot. And then I could kind of gravel this area right here. It lessens my mowing. It's a method for my madness here, so bear with me. Help me out. Leave me a comment and let me know what your opinions are. Now, I want to hear from y'all. If you were setting up your own RV home base on 10 acres, what's the one thing you would absolutely have to put on your property? It's not complete, but I've basically put everything on here that I want to put on as of right now. So if you're living the same life I'm living in, you wanted to get away from a campground, from staying at campgrounds, having your own place to come back to, what's your ideas? Leave me a comment and let me know. We're building this place a little bit at a time while I'm still working, traveling when we can, and preparing for that next avenue, and that's retirement, and traveling a whole lot more in the future. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and follow us along on our journey. We've got campground reviews, RV life, travel, and a whole lot more home-based projects coming your way. We're AvenuesNLife, navigating life's avenues one adventure at a time. Thanks for watching. Share with your family and friends. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Until my next video, guys, safe travels.